Four People's Progressive Party civic members and members of Parliament, Nigel Dharamlal, Gail Teixeira, Irfan Ali, and former Prime Minister Samuel Hines were called in for questioning by the Special Organized Crime Unit SOCU between January 6 and 12. Members of the Ghana Police Force reportedly turned up at the MPs' homes and requested that they make themselves available for questioning at the SOCU headquarters in the city. The request for questioning was based on findings emanating from audits conducted into NISIL by former Auditor General Anand Gulsaran.
We were at all advised that Mr. Gulsaran's audit, and they call it the audit book, has a number of allegations, including what could lead to criminal offences and criminal charges, and that they are addressing these matters, that is SOCU, in stages.
The PPPC members were all part of NISIL's board several years ago. Like the four, other persons will be requested to appear before SOCU's investigating team. According to the opposition chief whip, SOCU is being used to target sitting PPPC MPs and members of the former cabinet. She added that such actions are dangerous signals coming out of Ghana and will not help the country to move forward.
And a lot of what is being said is baseless. It is meant to sensationalize. It is meant to convey impressions to the public about former members of the government. It is basically a political vendetta. But when these signals are going on, we must not think that Ghana is not being monitored at the international level.
Teixeira also questioned why the majority of persons who conducted the interviews were from the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, of the Ghana Police Force, when it should have been persons from SOCU conducting the interviews. Both the CID and SOCU fall under the Ghana Police Force. However, they both have distinctive functions based on the laws of Ghana.
If we're being called into SOCU and to SOCU headquarters, we're dealing with, assuming, money laundering and countering the financing of terrorist groups and terrorism. When you have CID persons, obviously this is to do with investigating criminal activity. But normally, if that was the case, then CID would have you at CID headquarters and not at SOCU headquarters. These may look like technicalities, but they're actually very important issues in relation to law and in relation to the deportment and behavior and protocols that govern these different agencies that fall under or departments that fall under the police force. So CID has its own protocols, and SOCU also has its own protocols.
Teixeira, like the rest of her colleagues, say they are not overly concerned about what could be the possible outcome of the investigations.
I have nothing to hide. I have nothing. I think it's personally, I think it's a fishing expedition. And I think it is meant to intimidate, it is meant to embarrass, and meant to look as if they're doing something. Unfortunately, I have nothing to be fearful of.
The opposition believes parliamentary democracy is sliding along with the economy and that the government should place emphasis on those instead of PPPC members with whom the administration appears obsessed with. Handel Duncan, GP Nightly News.